Good people of the world, good people of the world, what's going on, man? RevMeoTV, RevMeoTV, man. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Man, young people, young people. Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all today, man, about a story about a dude named Marvin, right? Marvin, man. Y'all know I served 16 years of my life incarcerated, man. You know that I served time in the state system and the federal system, right? Um, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. Um, it ain't an easy road either way. You know what I'm saying? It ain't an easy road either way, man. Y'all know I am a real preacher. I've been preaching since 2007. I've been ordained since 2010, and I'm still in the ministry. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I started preaching when I was in the feds. You know, I got out of prison in 2017, right? And I'm still in ministry, man. Man, let me say this right here, right? That like y'all see me now, y'all see the real calm version of me. And I always had kind of a laid back demeanor. You know what I'm saying? But um at the same time, I was a little wild. I ain't gonna say a little wild. I was wild, you know what I'm saying? I was definitely wild. I done been in all the, you know what I'm saying, the brawls, the fights, the shootouts, all that type of stuff, man. I done did it, man. You know what I mean? Um, so look, man, young people, if you've never been to jail, if you've never been to prison, man, please don't go. If you been, please don't go back, man. Understand? Stay out here, man, in the free world. Get your education, man. Um, Go to school, get some degrees, be an engineer, a doctor, man. Go for them hard degrees, cause them the ones that's gonna pay you big money, man. You'll never have to worry about money, man. Engineer, doctor, accountant, uh, architect, lawyer. You'll never worry about money. You know what I'm saying? But whatever you do, man, don't commit no crime. Listen, man, I'm gonna tell y'all about Marvin today, right? Marvin, man. So I was in state prison back in the 90s, right? So understand too that prison back in the 90s is different than prison is today. You know what I'm saying? And one of the main differences is that back in the 90s, you ain't have all these cameras and stuff everywhere. You didn't have all the cameras that was able to, you know what I'm saying, monitor stuff and catch people doing stuff like they do now. Nowadays, if you in prison and you get into a fight and or some brawl take place and stuff like that, what they do is they go back and they run the camera back and they identify who all was involved and this, that, and the other, you know what I'm saying? And they pick, pluck people out like that and they, you know what I'm saying, handle their punishment however they handle it, whatever, right? But back in the 90s, you didn't have that, man. You ain't have no cameras and stuff. You ain't have no cameras and stuff, man. That was available. You know what I'm saying? To do that stuff. If you did, you might have had a man one or two cameras on the whole in the whole prison facility or something like that. Like like now you got cameras everywhere. But on the flip side, nowadays you got so much more contraband in the prisons because you got cell phones. Back in the 90s, you didn't have cell phones. You still had contraband. Contraband was still there. You know what I'm saying? The contraband was still there, definitely. But nowadays, you got them cell phones, man. You got a lot of easy access. You got different ways that people get stuff in. It's just more sophisticated. You know what I'm saying? Some stuff I can't even talk about. I won't talk about because it's probably still operating that way today. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't up to me to say nothing. You know what I mean? They got drones and stuff like that. Like people aware, people are aware of that, so I can say that. You know what I mean? But y'all get the calm version of me, the laid back, cool, calm version of me. Y'all get the preacher version. I'm a real preacher. You know what I'm saying? So look, let's talk about Marvin, man. So when I went to the joint, man, 1995, I go to state prison, right? And when I get to this prison, Johnson State Prison, Georgia, state of Georgia, right? Johnson State Prison, man. When I get there and we get off the bus, or the van, we came in on the van, right? It was like, I don't know, maybe like 9, 10, 12 of us, something like that, right? So we come in, right? So it's, me and other inmates. Man, we come in, you go through your little intake process, they checking names and ID badges and all that type of stuff, man. You know what I mean? And they then you go through your little intake process, stuff like that, right? So then they take us to the chow hall. So we go to the chow hall and I hear somebody call my name, right? And I'm like, man, who is this calling me? Cause this voice, what I'm saying, it's like me, yo. I'm like, man, who is this calling me? You know what I'm saying? A dude, trying to sound like a woman type of thing or something. So I turn around, it's a dude I grew up with. You know what I'm saying? The dude named Kenny, right? But at this prison, they called him Midnight. I guess because, what I'm saying, he was super dark, super black, you know what I'm saying, charcoal black, whatever you want to call it, whatever. But he worked in the kitchen. So when he seen me coming through, he called my name. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't on no funny stuff, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And when he called my name, and this what somebody's supposed to do. When he called my name, you know what I'm saying? I turned around, I said, "What's up, Kenny?" And then he like, what's going on, blah blah blah. Hey, such and such here. He let me know, Big Brute there, little Larry there, a few other homeboys, Mark, what's his last name? He let me know the homeboys that's down and everything. And he also straightened the situation out immediately. Just the fact that we knew each other. No, y'all, it ain't like that. This him talking. It ain't like that. This my homeboy. We grew up together. Yeah, we did. We grew up together, man, in Mayweather, where I'm from, right? Mayweather on the northwest side of Atlanta, right? All right. Shout out to Mayweather. So listen. So I go ahead, I eat my little lunch or whatever, and so I go to my dorm. When I get to my dorm, then they tell you what bed you in. So I got my little bed roll thing, man. I got my stuff, and I go over there to my room that they assigned me to, right? And talk to my cellmate, my new cellmate for, a few minutes or whatever. He kind of give me the rundown. I'm young, he old. I'm one of the youngest dudes at this prison. You know what I'm saying? I'm 22 at the time. I'm one of the youngest dudes at this prison. One of them. You know what I mean? I might have been the youngest, but I'm definitely one of the youngest, right? So my cellmate, he in his late 30s, 38, 39, something like that, from Atlanta. His name Calvin. He was a bank robber. So, he kind of give me the rundown and everything, right? Of the prison, you know what I'm saying? Prison rules and stuff like that. And you really do need an OG to kind of give you the do's and don'ts when you coming in and you young, you know what I'm saying? And so he kind of give me his, what I'm saying, I guess you can call it orientation or whatever, right? So okay, cool. Me and him cool. He was cool. So then somebody come and get me. Hey, young blood. Hey, man, your homeboy at the door, won't you, man? Your homeboy over there at the door, won't you? So I go to the door and the door closed. I'm talking about the door that the door that exits from the dorm to outside, right? So I go to the door closed, so I'm talking through the crack to my homeboy, right? And and so we talking, we have our little conversation or whatever. And when I turn around, it's a group of dudes standing right there. It's like probably about 3 or 4 dudes standing right there. And when you come to prison, people trying to trying to analyze you. You know what I'm saying? Just like you trying to analyze the situation, you trying to analyze every individual, they trying to analyze you too. You know what I'm saying? They trying to see is you soft, is you weak. They trying to see, you know what I'm saying? Is you on this kind of time? Or no, you know what I'm saying? Or do you gang bang or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They trying to analyze you, you trying to analyze them, right? So one of the dudes in this little group right here, he spark up a conversation. Hey, what's up, young blood? Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So I'm like, what up? Me, I'm an introvert. I can sit back, I can analyze a room, and I can let people talk. Young people, I always remember this, man. Don't be the one to talk too much. Never be the one to talk too much. You know what I'm saying? Because if a person keep on talking, they gonna tell you who they are anyway. You understand? So I let dude talk. You know what I'm saying? He kind of asking me questions, stuff like that, and I'm giving him like real short, one word answers, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And man, he mess around. He tell me he from South Georgia somewhere. I forget where. He from South Georgia though. His name was Ant. I never forget that. And he was about my size, but he probably had, a few pounds on him. You know what I'm saying? Them dudes get in there, get them prison workouts and stuff going on, all of those type of stuff. He was one of them dudes. But so then, he asked me where I'm from. I told him I'm from Mayrella. So he was like, "Oh yeah, such and such your homeboy, such and such your homeboy." So I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, Big Brute, Lil Larry and them, such and such your homeboy." And he said, "Yeah." He said, He said, "Midnight your homeboy too, then, huh?" I said, "Midnight." Then he said, "Yeah, Kenny." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, Kenny, my homeboy." So he say, "I'm smashing your homeboy." So dude tell me he's smashing my homeboy. He's smashing my homeboy. He trying to tell me that, you know what I'm saying, he engaged in intimate relations with my homeboy Midnight, right? Midnight been gay. Midnight was gay on the street. Midnight didn't come to prison and get turned out, nothing like that. Midnight been that way on the street. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like we kicked it on the street or nothing like that. We just knew each other. We grew up, we used to live in the same projects. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Baptist Town. So listen, um, so he tell me, he say, "I'm smashing your homeboy." So you know what I'm saying? I look, you know what I'm saying? I said, "Man, that's y'all business, man." You know what I'm saying? That's y'all business. You know what I'm saying? In that moment, he analyzing me, I'm analyzing him. You know what I'm saying? He probably trying to like size me up, trying to see if I'm about that kind of business. And at the same time, he telling me, he exposing to me who he is. You know what I'm saying? So of course my antennas and everything go up. So I said, "Man, that's y'all business." You know what I'm saying? That's your business, man. You know what I'm saying? So the conversation ends. So then he said, "Man, I got 101 years, man. The folk gave me 101 years." You know what I'm saying? And I said, "Man, shoot." I said, "Hey, man, hey, that's your business, man." You know what I'm saying? That's your business, homie. Like that, right? That's your business. So dude walk off. So he walk off and he come right back. Like a couple minutes later, he come right back. He got a paper in his hand, right? He got a paper in his hand. And this is, I forget what they call it in the state, but this is sentencing sheet or whatever, right? So he come back, he got this paper. He said, "Man, look at this right here. Man, look at this right here, young blood." And dude, he probably late 20s. You know what I'm saying? He might have been right at 30, anywhere between 28 to 30. You know what I'm saying? This 1995, right? This 1995, man. And dude, dude showed me the paper. He said, "Man, look at this, man. I got 101 years, man." So he's showing me on the paper. Man, I got 101 years, man. So I look at his sentence. I don't remember what his charge was. I don't even think I saw what the charge was. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people there had a lot of time, a lot of armed robbery. It was murder. It was attempted murder. It was a lot of, man, it seemed like half of the people I met there had armed robbery charges. You know what I'm saying? So, um, so I see the time, 101-year sentence. And the man release date, his earliest release date, his earliest possible parole date, don't mean he was gonna get the parole, don't mean he would be approved for the parole, don't mean he would be granted the parole, but his earliest possible parole date was like 2030 something. You know what I'm saying? It was like 2000, it was 2030 something. I don't remember what you know what I'm saying, the 30 what, 35, 2032, whatever. This 1995, this man earliest release date was 2030 something, right? In my mind, I'm saying, "God, dog." You know what I'm saying? So I just look at it and I just walk on off. You know what I'm saying? I said, "Dang, homie," and I walk on off. So now I told you about Ant, man. I told you about Ant because I'm gonna tie this into the story later on, right? Truck drivers. This a good story for y'all because I'm gonna fill in a lot of the details on this one. You know what I'm saying? Just to kind of So this will give you a good little ride, and you can listen listen while you ride or whatever. So anyway, man, I go on, you know what I'm saying? You start meeting people and you know what I'm saying? You meet people for different reasons or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You might be into basketball, you meet people that playing basketball. You might be a chess player, you meet people that play chess. You know what I'm saying? In the dorm, people gonna kind of come to you. You gonna kind of mingle with people and stuff like that. So anyway, so one person I started to see was this dude, and you could just look at him without knowing him, without having a conversation with him. You could look at him and the way he carry himself, and especially if he opened his mouth and he started talking, he ain't gotta be talking to you. He can be talking to somebody else. You knew instantly that this dude was not all the way there mentally. Mentally, this dude was like, um, I ain't gonna say he was, and I don't want to use the R word because um I'm gonna say it one time, you know what I'm saying, just so y'all will be clear what I'm talking about, okay? Dude, he not mentally retarded, okay? But he definitely like special needs. You know what I'm saying? He definitely like special needs. Like he ain't even, and then you wonder, man, like what he even doing in prison, right? So this Marvin, man, and I had seen people in, uh locked up that was like Marvin. And see, people who ain't never been to prison, you think, man, the court system the won't send them to prison. But man, I'm telling you, man, they send people to prison, man, who are dang near. Y'all know I don't cuss, man, so ride with me, man. I am a real preacher now. But they send people to prison who is really dang near the R word. Mentally, they not there. You know what I'm saying? And so Marvin was one of those people, man. Like Marvin was, for lack of better words, you know what I'm saying? He was definitely slow. He didn't have no business in prison, man. He didn't have no business. Like it just blow your mind when you see somebody like that, man. He didn't have the mental capacity of a normal person. You know what I'm saying? He was almost really like a kid, but he locked up in this prison. But Marvin was like in his early 30s. You know what I'm saying? So I started seeing dude, man, and you know, me, I got a heart for people that are vulnerable, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And I always have had that. I always had it just something, it just with the way I'm built, with the way I'm wired, man. I always had a heart for people who couldn't really fend for themselves, you know what I'm saying, to help look out for people like that, right? Or for people who just felt left out, you know what I'm saying? To look out for them kind of people, man. And I can tell you a story about I had a friend of mine, man. Um, I ain't gonna say his name. I was about to say his name. Rest in peace, though. I'm just gonna call. I'm gonna call him Sam. I'm just gonna call him Sam, right? I'm just gonna call him Sam. I ain't gonna say the name by which everybody know him or nothing like that. I'm just gonna call him Sam. Rest in peace, though. He died probably about 6 months or something ago. But when I was a, but when I was a kid, right? And Sam wasn't the first one. Like I always I see people that feel left out, or the ones that were picked on in the neighborhood, or the ones that just didn't that just might have been a little slower than everybody else. I always made sure that person had a friend too. And I look out for them kind of people. I always been like that, right? So when I was little, when I was a kid, right, we moved to these apartments called Kennesaw Village in Mayretta. Shout out to Kennesaw Village, man. So where I lived at, and anybody that know me and where we lived at in Kennesaw Village, if you lived in Kennesaw Village, you're gonna know who I'm talking about if you see this story, right? Well, I lived right in between Robert McClure and them and Travis Zachary. Travis Zachary used to play for the Clemson Tigers, played running back for Clemson, man, you know what I'm saying, and all that. I lived right in between Robert McClure and Travis Zachary. But on the other side of Travis Zachary, um, that's where Sam lived, right? And I remember when I moved over there, man, to them apartments, right? That people didn't used to play with Sam. Nobody used to play with him, man. And me, like I said, I for some reason I always just been wired like that for some reason, right? So sometimes people won't deal with another person because they feel like they ain't cool if they deal with a person who ain't cool or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially as kids. So I started befriending Sam. You know what I'm saying? Talking to him, um, recognizing him. And we created a friendship, a bond. And people would ask me, man, why you play with that dude, man? It ain't like we kicked it or played every day, but probably every so often or maybe once a week or something, or I would make sure that I went over to Sam's house, got Sam, and Sam like to talk about, like stuff like like he was interested in girls and stuff. He was just real different. He was like um he wasn't one of the cool kids. He was a little slower than everybody else, right? And in school and everything, he was, special classes and stuff like that in school. And like even with like his appearance, like he ain't keep his appearance up, his clothes wasn't, what I'm saying, up to par. His hair, he had like this afro, he ain't never comb it. Like true story, he had lint, bubble gum, paper, all kind of stuff be in his hair, right? However he wake up, however Sam wake up, if he slept on this side right here, when he get up and come out the house in the morning or whatever, then that's how that side gonna be. It's just gonna be smushed down. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never used to comb his hair, nothing. So he, that was just him, But he still like to talk about like girls and stuff like that. So I used to find it funny, and I found, what I'm saying, the dude really was kind of a comedian for real. He was really funny. You know what I'm saying? But I started kicking with old Sam, man. Just being a friend to him, and then his his daddy, they had the first VCR I had ever seen. Back then, we talking about now, by this time, it's like 1980, I don't know, 82, 83, something like that. They had the first VCR that I had ever seen, right? It was a big old VCR, man. That mother about this tall, big old tall VCR, big, you know what I'm saying? Had some big old buttons on it, but they had the very first VCR that I had ever seen. So I used to go over there and watch like VCR tapes, you know what I'm saying? Um, and that was cool. And then before long, Sam became accepted, you know what I'm saying? And other people started, speaking to Sam and what I'm saying, acknowledging Sam and stuff like that. He even started like playing football in the neighborhood with us, stuff like that, man. Now he couldn't play, you know what I'm saying? But just the fact that he could get out there with some other kids and run around and play and have some fun, that was like that meant the world to him. And then other kids started coming over to Sam house, watching VCR movies with us, you know what I'm saying? And so it was cool, man. It was cool, man. So fast forward, fast forward. Now I'm 22 years old, 1995, and I'm in this prison. I meet this dude like named Marvin. Marvin is just like Sam. Marvin is mentally not all the way there, just like Sam. He ain't trying to hurt nobody. Some people crazy, mentally disturbed, and they'll hurt you. They dangerous. That ain't Marvin. That wasn't Sam. They just, what I'm saying, just did not have the mental capacity as a normal person. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't fit in with people. So Marvin, Marvin was, he kept to himself for the most part, man. He really kept to himself. Um, and you know, and people used to kind of pick on him, say little stuff, call him the R word. Look at, man, and they'll do it. They be joking, but not really understanding. Man, that stuff might really hurt dude. You know what I'm saying? So even though dude probably 10 years or so older than me, so I befriend Marvin. You know what I mean? Cause I ain't worried about nobody. you know, I ain't worried about not fitting in or not being part of some cool crowd or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna always be me, and regardless of where I go, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna always be me, and I'm gonna always fit in the way I'm supposed to fit in. That means I don't supposed to fit in with you. I don't fit in with you then. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna always protect people like that. So that's just me. So Marvin, they'll kind of pick on him a little bit here and there, but they didn't do nothing like they didn't take advantage of him. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing. See, when you go to prison, man, young people stay out of prison, man. Please listen, man. When you go to prison, if you vulnerable, Marvin was vulnerable, man. But if you go to prison and you vulnerable, it can work out two ways for you, one or two ways. One way is you can get around some people. You know what I'm saying? Luck of the draw, the luck of the draw, right? You can get around some people who just don't have, some people, even though you around criminals, some people still gonna have some kind of moral standard to not take advantage of somebody who can't really fend for themselves, but they gonna look out for you. They gonna kind of be a guardian angel for you, right? And so really, even though dudes picked on Marvin a little bit, like called him names and kind of joned on him and stuff like that, they still wouldn't let nobody bring no harm to Marvin, right? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, if Marvin would have been placed in a different dorm, could have been the wrong dorm or a different prison, the wrong prison, and he get placed in there with a lot of wolves that ain't got no moral standards, that don't care nothing about hurting nobody, and it could have went a whole totally different way for Marvin. And even though we was at a prison that was bumping and banging, you know what I'm saying? We was at a prison, man, where people were getting beat up, busted up, and all that stuff, man. Marvin just so happened to get around a few good people that would, you know what I'm saying, that kind of just protected him, right? So then when I stepped in, I started actually being a friend to Marvin because nobody really talked to Marvin, sat down and talked to him, sat down and, you know what I'm saying, listened to him and laughed with him and stuff like that. I started being a friend to Marvin. So even though I ain't kick it with him all day, every day, I still made sure, you know what I'm saying, that I took some time out. Hey, Marvin, what's up, man? What you doing over here, man? Man, what you got going on, Marvin? And just, you know what I'm saying, just started bonding with Marvin, right? So anyway, man, so so here go the deal. Marvin was was like I say, good dude. Marvin used to have these Converse All Stars, right? And y'all know how the Converse All Stars look, them old high top Converse All Stars. Marvin had a pair of them, man, that he used to keep strung up tight. 24/7 Marvin had these shoes on. These Converse All Stars, right? They strung up tight, 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 right? The only time Marvin would take them shoes off, he'll take his shower shoes to the shower with him. When Marvin get out the shower, Marvin got them Converse right back on. Marvin will go to the shower with the Converse on his feet. And when he get in the shower, he'll take them off, put his shower shoes on. But when he get out the shower, before he walk out that door, he gonna put them Converse back on. You know what I'm saying? And what you never seen Marvin without them Converse on, right? So, and then the thing about it is, he ain't used to wear socks. He ain't wear socks or nothing with him. You know what I'm saying? And so, man, I'm like, man, I know Marvin feet got to be. Marvin feet, them shoes got to, you know what I'm saying, smell bad, bad, right? Them things got to be funky, funky, right? And so, and so I tell, Snake, I tell my roommate Snake, right? Shout out to Snake, man, Augusta, Georgia, man. So I tell Snake, I say, hey, man, I said, man, Marvin don't never take off them shoes, man. I'm gonna have to get my buddy, man, take them shoes off, man, let his feet air out. You know what I'm saying? And so Snake said the same thing. I said, man, he take them shoes off, man. He might run everybody out this dorm, man. Man, them shoes got to smell so bad. So so I tell Marvin, you know what I'm saying? I go to him. You know, we here don't got cool enough where I could go to him, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking to him. Matter of fact, let's rewind a little bit. Rewind. So in the midst of me and Marvin getting cool, Marvin I would get, because I noticed that Marvin didn't have no money coming in. He ain't have people like writing him. He ain't have no visits coming in, stuff like that. He ain't have none of that. So I peeped that. I had money coming in. You know what I'm saying? I had a family, you know what I mean, that looked out for me. I had a couple girlfriends at the time, you know what I'm saying, that looked out for me. You know what I'm saying? I got visits, I got letters, I got money coming in, stuff like that. My brother sent me money, my mama sent me money, girls will send me money. You know what I'm saying? So my daddy, you know what I mean, whenever I could catch up with him, would send me some money. You feel me? So look, um, man, I started looking out for Marvin. So every night, every night I would every night I would give Marvin a soup. Back then, a little ramen noodle was 25 cents. Might have been 20 cents. They was either 20 cents or 25 cents back then, right? I would give him one of them and a soda. If I had a soda, you know what I'm saying? Which most of the time I did, sometimes I didn't. But I give him a soup and a soda. This would be every single night I get that to him. You know what I'm saying? Um, Matter of fact, I started like when I go to the commissary, then I get Marvin, you know what I'm saying, like a couple little things if he needs something like that. I started looking out for Marvin, man. Um, I get him like a bar of soap or some deodorant, you know what I'm saying? Every now and then I might throw a candy bar or something in there, man. Just looking out for Marvin, man. Might get him his own little 6 pack of soda or something, right? So me and Marvin, we became cool, right? And it really put a smile on Marvin's face, man. It really, really brightened his day, right? So I talked to Snake about, you know what I'm saying, Marvin taking off them shoes and letting his feet out and stuff, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. Man, so I tell Marvin, I go to him, I say, hey Marvin, man. I said, man, you don't never let your feet out, bro. I said, man, you gonna mess your feet up, and, blah, 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 blah. You know. So Marvin cool, he trusts me, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So Marvin kind of think about it a little bit though. Man, Marvin mess around. He take them shoes off. With he go in his room and took his shoes off. He come back out. He got on his shower shoes. Man, Marvin feet. Man, this man feet was so bad. I ain't never seen nothing like this before in my life, man. This man feet. First of all, they smelled real bad. This man feet smelled so bad, man. This man feet looked so bad. This man had so much crust and and calluses and all kind of just crazy looking skin peeling from his feet, his toenails, man. His stuff looked crazy, man. I ain't never seen nothing like that before in my life, man. So I'm like, I don't even know what to say. You know what I'm saying? So I say, dang. So the first thing that pop up in my head, I said, man, let me go over and holler at Snake, man. Snake was older than me. Snake was in his 50s, you know what I'm saying? I said, Snake, come look at this, man. So Marvin still sitting right there at the little table, whatever. I said, Snake, come look at this, man. So Snake come over there. I said, man, look, look. So Snake looking like, you know what I'm saying? So me and Snake, we walk off. I said, man, God. I said, man, I said, man, so now we know why Marvin don't take his shoes off, right? We see why he don't take his shoes off, right? So Marvin, man, um, feet just, man, yeah, I ain't never seen nothing like this before. You know what I mean? His feet messed up bad, 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 right? So Snake say, man, go on to get, know what I'm saying, go on to get one of them bars, man, to give him a pedicure, right? Go on to get one of them bars, hook his feet up and stuff. So I'm like, man, I didn't mess with them bars in no kind of way. You know what I'm saying? I speak to you, hey, how you doing? Keep it moving. I didn't, when he said them bars, he talking about the booty bars. I didn't mess with them like that in no kind of way like that. So I'm like, man, nah, man, forget them. Say like with shoe, man, you gonna, you know what I'm saying? You want him to get his feet fixed up, man. You know, then go on and let him do it. You know what I'm saying? They be in here doing other folk feet. So I'm thinking about it, man. I'm like, dang, but at the same time, I had to come to realize too that in prison, it ain't always about the funny stuff. It ain't always about no gay stuff, and it ain't always about that. You got people in prison that be like real chiropractors. Some of them done been a chiropractor before. Some of them done, just learned the skill some kind of way, and they be in prison like adjusting people, giving people adjustments. And it might not be no homosexual dude doing it. It might be a straight dude that's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Be popping backs and doing like adjustments. You lay down on the bed or something like that, and they popping your back and your neck, and they doing what the chiropractor be doing. You got people that do that. You got people in prison that be braiding hair, and they don't be on no funny business. You got people in prison, man, that be doing manicures and pedicures, and it might not be on no funny business. Sometimes it is, sometimes it ain't. You know what I'm saying? So I say, all right. I say, Snake, you go holler at the dude. You know what I'm saying? See how much he trying to charge, and I pay him. You know what I'm saying? So Snake say, all right. Snake go holler at the dude. You know what I'm saying? So the dude, he flaming. You know what I mean? He flaming, flaming, right? So young people, stay out of prison, man. Stay out of prison. Stay in school, man. Stay in school. Get your education. Take school serious, man. All right. So listen, Snake go down there and holler at him. You know what I'm saying? So dude tell Snake. Snake come back. So Snake said, hey, he say he'll do it, man. He gonna charge $20. So I'm like, man, I ain't paying him no $20, man. You know what I'm saying? We in prison, man. I ain't paying him $20. You know what I'm saying? So mess around, talk the dude down to $15. Talked him down to $15. He said he'll do it. So now I got to holler at Marvin, let Marvin know what the deal is, trying to get his feet hooked up, whatever, right? So the thing is, I'm gonna get his feet hooked up and then gonna get him a pair of shoes so he ain't got to put them Converse back on his feet, right? So now I go holler at Marvin. So I sit down, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, Marvin, what's up, man? I say, hey man, I want to do something for you, man, and blah 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 blah. And Marvin like, what's up, Mio? What you want to do? Whatever. He talked when he talked, he kind of sounded like a kid. So I said, man, look, I said, man, why don't you let me, man, pay the dude, to hook your feet up, man, give you a nice little pedicure and stuff, right? So I tell him who the dude is. He like, no, I'm not marrying no gay dude. I'm not gay. So I like, nah, Marvin, it ain't that. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm having to explain to him. He even had the in his mind, like he knew, what I'm saying, that ain't who he was, that ain't what he do, what I'm saying, and this, that, and the other. So he didn't want the dude touching him and doing this. I said, no, it ain't like that, Marvin. He'll just be hooking your feet up, what I'm saying, scrubbing them, getting all the dead skin and stuff off your feet, what I'm saying, clipping your toenails and stuff, right, and filing everything, right. You know what I'm saying? Just, he'll hook you up, man. You know what I'm saying? And so Marvin was like, um, well, where he gonna do this at? So I said, shoot, man, he'll do it in your room. So Marvin said, I'm not gonna be in my room by myself with him like that, right? So I said, man, I'll come in there while he doing it. I said, I'll stay in the room with you while he doing it, and we'll leave the door open, right? So okay, Marvin said, okay. So now the dude get his stuff. He get the pan, right? You ever go to the doctor and they give you the little plastic foot pan, the little plastic foot pan, it look like a big old bowl, look like a big old square bowl. So he got one of them, right? So now you might be asking where somebody get something like that in prison. Well, see, this how prison work, man. So let's just say I'm in prison and I go to medical department for some reason, you know what I'm saying? And whatever my illness is, it requires me to have a foot tub, right? Well, they gonna give me that foot tub, that little square bowl looking thing. They gonna give me that, and they gonna send me back to my dorm, and I'm gonna keep it. I ain't gonna give it back. I ain't gonna take it back to medical, right? So that's how you get stuff and you accumulate stuff like that in prison. So dude either got it from somebody else who had done got it from medical, or he had done went to medical himself at some point in time and they gave it to him, and so he kept it. You understand what I'm saying? So now, so he got all this little stuff. He got some like some little lotion bottle looking stuff, man, with some stuff in it, man. He got a real fingernail file, which I don't know where he got that from, you know what I'm saying? But he got a real fingernail file. He got, some towels and stuff like that, man. And he got some some like bar soap stuff. And so he come over there, he go to the hot water pot, because in the front of the dorm it was like a 2 gallon hot water pot, right? Where you hit the little handle and then let the water out, you know what I'm saying, fill the thing up. So we get the water right, man. So we in Marvin room, right? Um and so dude, he got Marvin sitting on the bed. I'm sitting on the toilet, and the sink is one unit. So I'm sitting up on the sink, but my feet is on the toilet. My feet on the toilet, but I'm sitting up on the sink, right? So I'm sitting right there, right? And so dude got Marvin right there, man. And dude is on like the little on the lockers was a little stool where you could, it's a little desk right there on the side. You know what I'm saying? So the dude sitting at the little desk thing right there, and he turned facing Marvin, and Marvin got his feet. So he started hooking Marvin up, man. It was so much skin, dead skin, I don't know, like mildew, like, man, it was all kind of stuff coming off this man's feet, man. It was caked up, like this stuff was caked up, man, like crazy, man. So the dude, he got to keep pouring the water out. Like he'll pour that water out. That water ain't no more good. You know what I'm saying? Pour it in the toilet. Then he'll go get some more hot water. You know what I'm saying? Mix his little stuff back. Man, man, that man working on Marvin feet, man. The man done got all this dead stuff, dead skin. I'm talking about, like, man, this stuff was crazy, man. Stuff coming off this man feet, man. So he done got all this stuff off this man feet, you know. And so now he done got Marvin feet straight. We done been in there about an hour, you know what I'm saying? About a good hour, man. He done worked on this man feet, man. So he done got his feet straight, man, and he drying his feet and all that good stuff, man, and got Marvin with the towel going between each toe and all that old type stuff. He done hooked Marvin up though. Man, he done brought the man's feet back to life, right? So now, people come around like kind of messing with Marvin a little bit, but they ain't joning on him, but they kind of messing with him a little bit, telling him, oh, you know what I'm saying, boy, I see you, Marvin, boy, I see you got them dogs right, Marvin, you know what I'm saying? So Marvin, like, he kind of laughing and stuff. He happy. It put a big old smile on Marvin's face, man, for somebody to do that for him, for his feet to look. He probably never thought his feet could look that good. You understand what I'm saying? So now he done got his feet done, cleaned up, all this stuff, man. So I asked Marvin, I said, man, where your socks and stuff at, Marvin? You know what I'm saying? So he said he ain't have no socks. I said, that's why you don't wear no socks, man? He said, yeah, Mio, I don't have no socks. I said, Marvin, man, why you ain't never asked nobody for some socks, man? He said, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? The man didn't have no socks. So I go to my locker, you know what I'm saying? I get him. I had some extra socks and stuff like that. So I give him a few pair of socks. Snake give him a few pair. I get another couple people to give him a few pair. So we don't got Marvin about 10 pair of socks. You know what I'm saying? Bring him. You know what I'm saying? Now Marvin got some socks, man. I bring him some Vaseline. He can put on his feet. I said, man, every day, man, Marvin, man, put this Vaseline on your feet. Every day when you wake up, put a little bit, put some on your feet every time you get out the shower, man. You know what I'm saying? So, man, Marvin had a big old smile on his face, man. And so now I had to get him some shoes, right? So I already had it in motion to get Marvin some shoes. So now here go how the shoes used to work back then, right? At this particular prison, where we had to order sneakers. If you wanted tennis shoes, you had to order them at this prison, or your people could mail them in. They could send them in with a package. You know what I'm saying? A special package, whatever they used to call it. Certain times of the year, you could get like a Christmas package or a holiday package, whatever they called it. Another time of the year, you could get a package. You could get your people to send in packages. You know what I'm saying? Like I had pajamas and all kind of stuff sent in to me. I had CDs, Walkman radio. Now I don't know if I got the Walkman from the street or from the prison, but I know I got CDs sent in to me. I know I got we could get candy and everything back then. I got some candy sent in to me. I got um shoes sent in to me, pajamas. So anyway, but the other way you could get stuff was you could order your stuff out of the East Bay magazine. So they had the East Bay magazine. You could look in it and you could make your order from there, right? So instead of me going through trying to order something from the street to have it mailed in to give it to somebody, which would have been cool, but there's too much red tape because then you got to get the package approved and all this old type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got people on the compound that sold sneakers, that sold stuff. At every prison you go to, you're gonna have people that sell just about anything you need, right? However they get the shoes or whatever else it is they selling, however they get it, they get it. Sometimes they get shoes from people property. Like if somebody go to the hole, you might got an inmate or two, a few inmates that might work in the property room. They might steal a few pair of sneakers out of there and bring them back to the compound from the property room, and then they'll sell them on the compound, right? Where that person who went to the hole, they just lose their sneakers. They lose their shoes or whatever, right? Or you might have somebody that just, that just had a pair of shoes that they just didn't want no more. They got another pair of shoes that they don't ordered or whatever, and so they'll sell the old pair. But the old pair, they ain't gonna be like that beat up. They ain't gonna be like messed up to where they can't sell them. They gonna be decent. You know what I'm saying? They done cleaned them up real good. They done washed them real good. They done bleached them, the inside and everything. A lot of times they be looking new for real, right? So I found Marvin a pair of Reeboks, right, that a dude was selling, and I think I might have paid like I don't remember exactly. I think it was like $30 or something for the Reeboks. It might have been 25 that I paid for the Reeboks, man. So I found him a pair of Reeboks, right? So dude, you know what I'm saying, told me what he wanted from the commissary or whatever. And I I put in the order, but the dude went ahead and gave me the shoes because he knew I was good for the money. So I got the shoes immediately. So now when Marvin finished getting his finished getting his pedicure, well, I had to wait till the next day to get the shoes. You know what I'm saying? Because the shoes was on the other side of the prison. They was on the other side of the prison, right? It was a east side and a west side to this prison. So the people, the inmates that was on the east side didn't go to the west side. The inmates that was on the west side didn't go to the east side, except for certain reasons. But you didn't just go to the other side of the prison like frequent. You didn't frequent the other side of the prison. But like the barbershop was on the other side of the prison. So if I had to go to the barbershop, then I had to go to the other side of the prison. If I had to go to the medical department, I had to go to the other side of the prison. So certain stuff I had to go to the other side of the prison for. You know what I'm saying? But you didn't just frequent the other side of the prison. So so the dude gave me the shoes the next day. He gave me the shoes, and I gave the shoes to Marvin, man. Man, Marvin, man, hey man, Marvin was so thankful, man. The man was so thankful, right? Man, and it make you feel good when you can do something good for somebody, right? So now here go what happened though. So Marvin good, man. You know Marvin straight. That's my buddy, man. You know what I mean? And everything good. So one day, man, I go to the gym, and so I'm up there, man, and I'm just watching dudes play basketball. I'm up there really just kicking it, you know what I'm saying, laughing and joking, you know what I'm saying, with my homeboy and them, right? And man, so we come back from the gym, come back, man, and so Marvin like he kind of looking. He got a messed up look on his face. So I said, Marvin, what's up, man? You all right? So now let me put a pin right there. Let me tell you this part before I tell you this part what happened with the shoes. Let me tell you this true story, man. True story, man. Listen, one day Marvin come to me. One night he come to me, man, and he asked me to read this letter, for him. A letter, like a letter. You know what I'm saying? A letter. They come in the envelope, a letter, right? So he asked me to read this letter for him, right? So he tell me he can't read, and which didn't surprise me. And especially back then, man, there was a lot of people in prison that couldn't read, man. They couldn't read and write, man. And so Marvin, he was embarrassed about not being able to read. And come to find out, Marvin had this letter like 5, 6 months and didn't know what the letter said. So when I saw that later on in that movie called Life with Eddie Murphy and Bernie Mac and all them, with Martin Lawrence, like that really happened. Like to me, for real, in real life, with me and Marvin, when Eddie Murphy was reading the dude the letter, and Eddie Murphy was telling the dude when he was reading the letter, like such and such died, and this person died, such and such. Man, look, that had already happened to me in prison, for real, for real. Marvin came to me, he asked me to read this letter to him, man. Um, so that right there took a lot of trust, man. So I get the letter, man, and I start reading the letter, and man, this man, mama done died. He didn't know it. He had a cousin that done died. He didn't know it. This was like a aunt or somebody that wrote the letter. You know what I mean? And he didn't know it. You know what I mean? They was like basically in the letter, like, hey, this is such and such, such, such. Just want to let you know, we love you. Whatever, whatever. Um, Also, gotta let you know that your mother died, blah, 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 blah. Your cousin died. So I'm like, God dang. And I'm like, man, he just standing there like he just shell shocked. You know what I'm saying? So in the midst of him I'm like, dang, man, that's crazy. This man he'd had this letter for 5, 6 months and he didn't know these people died. So I'm like, dang. So I say, Marvin, man, you need to talk to somebody, man. You need to talk to your counselor or talk to the chaplain or somebody, man. You know what I mean? So you know what I'm saying? You try to pick somebody up, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, I'm okay, Mio, you know what I'm saying, whatever, whatever. I said, man, listen, man, I said, why don't we try to get you up there to your counselor, man? Cause our counselor office wasn't in our building. Our counselor's office, we had to leave our building to go around up to like the administration area, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, okay, Mio. So I go over there to the officer and I tell the officer, it was a white dude. I tell the officer, I say, man, I said, man, he need to talk to the chaplain, man, or at least his counselor. And I tell the officer, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, he was a white dude. He didn't really like, I ain't gonna say he didn't care, but it wasn't no emergency for him. You feel me? It wasn't no kind of emergency for him. So he was like, okay, I'll put the request in or whatever. Cause in prison, when you want something, you gotta fill out a request form. You fill out a request form, you turn it in or whatever. In the feds they call it a cop out. You fill out a cop out form and you turn it in for your whatever request you're trying to make. In the state system, if I remember right, I think that it was just called a request form. So he take the request form or whatever. But the next day, I done told y'all about Miss Jackson before. So the next day, Miss Jackson come to work. Miss Jackson used to literally come to my room every single day that she worked our building. Every time she worked my dorm, she'll come to the dorm. She'll come to my room and she'll get me. And I'll be asleep. I'll be in bed even if I wasn't asleep because I didn't have to get out of bed because I worked after lockdown every night. I worked in the dorm cleaning up. Like I'm saying, it was a few of us, a few inmates did that. And so we didn't have to get up until lunchtime. So I'd be in the bed. Miss Jackson would come to my room every single day. Every time she worked my dorm, she'd come to my room and we'll have conversations, sit there, you know what I'm saying, and talk and this and that and the other and blah blah blah. You know, I tried to flirt a little bit, stuff like that or whatever. She flirt back a little bit too, but it didn't never go past that. But Miss Jackson was real sweet. And so when she come to my room that next morning, she like, Brinson, what you doing? And I'm like, man, Miss Jackson, I'm glad you working today. And she was like, what's up? So I said, Miss Jackson, I said, this dude down here, you know what I'm saying? I told Marvin such such. I said, listen, dude, you know, he had me to read this letter. You know, I give it a rundown. You know, dude, you know, he can't read and write. And you know, I don't know if you know the dude, but you know, he a little slow. You know what I'm saying? He a good dude though. But man, his mama done died, his cousin done died and stuff. And she like, oh my God, for real? I said, yeah, but I said he didn't know. You know what I'm saying? But I just read the letter to him, and them folk done died. Like he got that letter 5, 6 months ago. So I said, let me go get him. I said, can you get him up there to see his counselor and stuff? Let him talk to the chaplain and stuff. So she like, yeah, go and get him and bring him over here. So she wait at my room door. So hold on. So you know I had to mess with her a little bit too, because when she came in, I'm up under my covers. All I got on is my underwear. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no shirt on. All I got on is my underwear, right? So I tell Miss Jackson, I said, turn around, Miss Jackson. You know what I'm saying? You know I ain't got no clothes on. So as a matter of fact, just step on out. She said, boy, I ain't stepping out. So she turned around. She said, go on, put your clothes on. She turned around like this. You know what I'm saying? And she like, boy, go on and put your clothes on. I ain't nobody looking at you. So, you know, I get on up, put my clothes on real quick, put me a shirt on. I go down there and get Marvin. I said, hey Marvin, man, I said, come down here. Miss Jackson wanna holler at you real quick, man. Come down here real quick. She gonna help you out. So Marvin, he come on down through there. And so he tell her, you know what I'm saying? He tell her, he like, yeah, Mio, you know, read my letter. So she like, Mio. I said, yeah, Miss Jackson, you know I told you what they called me on the street, Mio, because she always called me Brinson. She always called me by my last name. So anyway, so Miss Jackson immediately say, okay, I got this. I got it. Within a couple hours, Miss Jackson had Marvin up in the counselor's office. And I had told her too, I said, you got to kind of walk him through this process. I say, you know, mentally he ain't all the way there. You got to walk him through the process, Miss Jackson. You got to walk him in, you know, with the counselor, the chaplain, you know what I'm saying, whatever, and kind of, you know, speak for him or whatever. So she did all that, man. Within a couple hours, Miss Jackson had him at the counselor's office. She got him in front of the chaplain and everything, man. So shout out to Miss Jackson, man. We need more caring, loving people in the world, period, but in the penal system too, man, that understands compassion. You understand what I'm saying? So listen, so now fast forward. So I done got the shoes for Marvin. Marvin got the shoes, man. He love his, you know what I'm saying, little Reeboks. He done had these Reeboks probably a couple weeks now. And we go to the gym. So I'm up at the gym kicking it, you know what I'm saying, laughing and stuff with my homeboy and them. So we come back from the gym and I see Marvin over there in the dorm. So Marvin, I'm like, Marvin, what's wrong, man? Marvin got this look on his face like something wrong, you know. I said, Marvin, what's wrong, man? You all right? So he was like, yeah, I'm okay, Mio. He said, somebody got my shoes. I said, huh? Somebody got your shoes? He said, yeah, somebody got my shoes. Cause them Converse, you know what I'm saying? We threw them away. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man, somebody got your shoes. I said, where was your shoes at, Marvin? He said they was in his room, right? Marvin said that when everybody had went to chow, he said when everybody went to chow, um, Marvin wanted to get him another cup of coffee. And so everybody leaving out the dorm, his roommate leave out the dorm, go to chow. So Marvin leave his room door open. He go over to the coffee pot and he said he remember when he came back from his from getting the coffee, you know what I'm saying, stirring his coffee up over there at the coffee pot and stuff. And he said he came back and he gonna drank his coffee real quick and he come in the room and he looked down there because he getting ready to go to chow too. But he looked down there and he said his shoes were gone. right? I said, nah, this messed up, man. I said, that's messed up, man. So I go over there. I go to my room. I said, Snake, man, somebody stole Marvin's shoes, man. So Snake, like, what? Somebody stole the man's shoes? You know, so the word kind of spreading around real quick. Fuller, you know what I'm saying? All these dudes coming down to Marvin, somebody got shoes. Man, Marvin, hey man, Marvin, somebody got shoes. Marvin, somebody got shoes, man. Marvin. So so now it's probably, man, it's probably, I don't know, probably 10 people standing like in the vicinity of my room. And so they like, yeah, man, somebody stole Marvin's shoes, man. You know. And so we don't know who got the man's shoes. So at the same time, we want to try to find out though. So here go how stuff used to work. When somebody used to steal something, 9 times out of 10, not all the time, but 9 times out of 10, if they stole something from the west side of the prison, they're gonna sell it on the east side of the prison. Or if they stole something on the east side of the prison, they're gonna sell it on the west side of the prison. Or they at least gonna sell it to somebody else in a different dorm. You understand what I'm saying? But 9 times out of 10, they're gonna sell it to somebody that's on the other side of the prison. So so we put the word out, you know what I mean? I hollered, you know what I'm saying, like my homeboy and them, everybody else, they hollering at their homeboy and them, fooling them, hollering their homeboy and them. And Marvin was somebody that, he was basically like kind of like everybody's little brother. You know what I'm saying? We was like his guardian angels, man. So probably about, I guess about 2, 3 days later, man, um, dude come to me. He say, dude come to me, old school dude. He call him Foots. Shout out to Foots, man. So Foots say, hey man, he said, man, I started to stay out of this, but I know who got his shoes. So I'm like, man, who got his shoes, man? He said, man, he said, I seen him get him. He said, I seen him get him, man. I was upstairs in my room and I saw him go in Marvin's room when everybody running out the door for chow. He said, I saw him go in Marvin's room and get them shoes, man, and come out of there with them shoes. So the dude Ant, remember in the beginning of this story, I told you about the dude named Ant, the one who said he was smashing my homeboy. So he said he saw Ant go in the room, go in Marvin's room, get Marvin's shoes, and came up out of there with Marvin's shoes, right? So now, here go the thing. Just because he saw him get the shoes, now it's, probably 3 days later, you better believe that them shoes ain't in Ant room now. He done moved them shoes. Somebody else holding on to them shoes. He done hid them somewhere, something like that. So we ain't gonna go at him like that, right? So I tell full of them, you know what I'm saying? I say, hey man, Foot say, Ant got Marvin shoes. Yeah, he say he seen him going there and get the shoes, man. You know what I'm saying? So now, word kind of spread, but keep it on the low. Keep it on the low. Don't tell nobody who kick it with Ant. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully the word won't get back to Ant yet that we know he the one that got the shoes, right? And then again, see in prison, this kind of how stuff work too. Dude got 101 years. The dude Ant. He ain't got nothing to lose. He might not never go home anyway. You know what I'm saying? And even if he did get parole one day, it's gonna be so far away. So he ain't got nothing to lose. So you gotta be strategic how you approach people. You know what I'm saying? So now we put the word out now that we know he the one that got the shoes to some people on the other side of the prison. You know what I'm saying? So when we get word of who trying to buy the shoes, then we gonna know when he trying to move and when he trying to sell them. Cause he either gonna bring them out on the rec yard and sell them. He either gonna like try to walk them over to the other side himself, like go through the gate. Um, like if he going to medical department, sell them like that, or either he gonna go to the gym and sell them, or either he gonna sell them like in the child hall or something like that. That's how he gonna sell these shoes. That's how, you know what I'm saying. So the word come back. Dude say he supposed to be buying the shoes. So now the shoes done been missing probably about 4 or 5 days, right? So the word come back, dude say he supposed to be buying the shoes. He gonna meet Ant in the gym to buy the shoes, right? So man, we go out the dorm, man. Everybody going up to the gym. You know what I mean? We go up to the gym, man. We probably about 20 deep, man. It's probably about 10 of us from my dorm. It's probably about 10 people from, you know what I'm saying, a couple of the other dorms on our side of the prison. So we about 20 deep. So we go up to the gym, right? And so we see Ant come up there, and when Ant come up there, he got this net bag. I ain't got a bag. I look for a bag. So he got this net bag, but it's something it's up under his coat, right? So you can't see it yet. He got it, you know what I'm saying? He got it cuffed up under his coat like this, and you can't see it. You know what I'm saying? But then the dude come walking over there, the one supposed to be buying the shoes from him. So we like, you know what I'm saying, like kind of come up beside Ant, but kind of behind Ant, right? So Fuller reach over there and snatch the shoes from Ant. He snatched the shoes, just snatch them, you know what I'm saying? So Ant like, man, what the F, you know what I'm saying? Blah, 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 F you doing, man, this, that, and the other. Like, man, these Marvin shoes, man. Man, Fuller like, man, these Marvin shoes, man, you know what I'm saying? Nigga, you messed up, man, I'm saying, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? So Ant like, man, them ain't none of Marvin shoes. So now Ant got a couple of homeboys there, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? They don't know what's going on. So then we break it down real quick. Like, look, man, the man done took this man's shoe. You know the man, you know what I'm saying? The man's slow, man. You know what I mean? He done took advantage of this man to win this man's room, stole his shoes, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, I bought these shoes for this man, man. You know what I mean? And he gonna steal the shoes from the man. The man can't fend for himself, blah, 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 blah. So first Ant say, man, I ain't get the shoes. See, he gonna have prison work. Even though he had a few homeboys right there. Now we deeper than them. We deeper than them. But even though he had a few homeboys right there, it don't automatically mean they're gonna ride with you, man. You got prison rules and prison codes, right? So right here, prison rules take effect, right? If you get caught stealing, if you get caught stealing, man, then your crew, your homeboys, your car, you know what I'm saying? By prison rules, they don't have to ride with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? They not obligated to ride with you. They not obligated, man, to take this fall with you, to throw no hands for you to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? If you caught, you caught. You know what I'm saying? And so they can handle this or we can handle it. They can either give him the option to say, hey man, go and check yourself in, man. You know what I'm saying? Go on, when I say check yourself in, I'm talking about check yourself in the PC, protect the custody, right? Go on, check yourself in to protect the custody. Or, you know what I'm saying, they can jump on him, run him off the compound where he check himself in that way. Or they can say, man, look, nah, man, you need to get a man his stuff back. Or they can say, man, look, I'm gonna let y'all work it out, however y'all work it out or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So Fuller say, man, he need to put some tax on this, man. Put some interest on it, man. You know what I'm saying? That's messed up, doc. So so Ant say, man, you got the shoes, man. You know what I'm saying? You got the shoes. Okay, you got the shoes, man. Just keep the shoes. So Fuller like, nah, man. We need some tax on this, man. You know what I'm saying? You done did that man like that, man. Put some tax on it. So Fuller say $20. So dude like, nah, man, I ain't messing. I ain't paying no extra $20, man. You got the shoes, man. You got the shoes. Just get a man the shoes back. You know what I'm saying? So he mess around, and his people, Ant people, say, man, go on and put a little tax on the homie. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they caught you, doc. They caught you. You know what I'm saying? So he said, man, I'll give you $10, man. I'll give you $10. So he got it. Really, the $10 going to Marvin. So that's the deal. Ain't nobody gonna put no hands on nobody. Ain't no blows gonna be exchanged. Ain't nobody finna get jumped on. He ain't gotta go check in the PC. None of that. You know what I'm saying? So we got the shoes, and he had to go to commissary and pay up them $10. Now, if he didn't pay up them $10, then it would have went to another little level. You know what I'm saying? He had people ready to jump on him, man, just because Marvin was like special needs, man. You know what I'm saying? So people were ready to take up for Marvin, man. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody, man, took up for Marvin, man. You know what I'm saying? Old Fuller, Troy, all them boys, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all y'all boys, man. Um, but that's the story of Marvin, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes in prison, things work out diplomatically. Things work out like a gentleman sometimes instead of people getting knots upside their head. You know what I'm saying? Cause they were finna jump on him. We were finna jump on him. You understand what I'm saying? About Marvin, man. He stole a man's shoes. But that's how it goes sometimes in prison, man. Sometimes people in prison ain't got no business in prison. It ain't no judge nowhere that should have sentenced Marvin to prison. I think Marvin charges was I want to say it was like a theft charge. You know what I'm saying? And it was a felony charge because it was like over $500 value or something like that. But I don't remember the details of it. But it was like a theft charge or something like that. It shouldn't have been no lawyer nowhere that should have went for sending that man to prison. It shouldn't have been no judge nowhere, no prosecutor. The whole judicial system failed Marvin, man. And there's a few Marvins. Like I mean, I done ran into a few Marvins over the course of serving my time. Marvin ain't dangerous. He wasn't trying to hurt nobody. He just mentally was a little slow, you know what I'm saying? And it was very, very, very obvious, man. So, hey, man, that's the story, man, about old Marvin, man. Good dude, man. Shout out to Marvin, man. Hey, that's RevMeoTV. TV. Young people, if you never been to jail, if you never been to prison, please don't go, man. If you been, please don't go back, man. Fix your credit, man. All right. RevMeoTV, TV, man. Love y'all, man. We out of here.